Good afternoon, folks. Garrett with Gann Photography. I'm going to be doing a tabletop review of the Nikon D500. I've had this camera for about a week now, and I'm absolutely in love with it. It was everything that I had hoped it would be from all of my research. I'm going to be talking primarily about this camera in comparison to the Nikon D800, which is the other body that I run, which is what's videoing right now. I bought this camera to pretty much be welded to this 70-200. I run a two-gun setup, Nikon D800 to 17-35 2.8, and now the D500 with the 70-200 2.8. So first off, it's a DX body, so you've got the crop factor, but it feels almost identical to the D800. The grip is a little more angular. It has a little more of a right angle to it than the D800. Doesn't bother me at all. I have quite big hands, so this camera still feels really good in my hands. Even with the 70-200 hanging off the front, it doesn't want to come out of your hand at all. It's really solid. I really like that. One interesting thing is they did change the angle of the battery door, and the battery itself goes in at an angle that I wouldn't quite think it would. The D800 was a lot more ergonomic to change the battery. I wish they'd kind of kept it the same, but it's a completely different camera body, so not really expecting them to. As far as cards go, it takes an SD and a CF. Alright, let's just go over the external features of this body a little bit. You've got your aperture preview button right here, and then a nice function button right there that you can customize to almost anything you want. So I've got mine set to digital horizon when I'm shooting pictures, but then I've got these two set as a power aperture for video. On the left-hand side, you've got your autofocus switch, same as normal, no need to talk about that. Bracketing switch, cable release, all that jazz. This is something that's really nice about this camera in comparison and contrast to the D800, where you've just got one door to open up and everything is exposed even when you just want to plug in one mic or something. With the D500, you have individual doors that you can open up for HDMI, for mic, for headphone and mic, and for USB. That's really, really nice feature that all those ports don't have to be exposed at once when you want to plug something in. Alrighty, to the mode dial. Same as all the others, the only difference is this one is now lacking the ISO on the back here like the D800 had, and the ISO is now right here next to the shutter release. I think that's going to be great. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to, but it is really quick, and you don't have to take your hand off the barrel you know, when you're shooting to come back here and change the ISO. So that's great. All the buttons on the back face are the same except this one. It's an added function button. It's really nice that they gave these customizable buttons. I'm probably not going to use that one for anything. Alright, to the screen. Awesome that it's a flip screen. That's going to be extremely handy. I wish it flipped out to the side, which would be a little more handy and twisted rather than this hinge system, but hey, I'm happy to have a tilty flippy screen at all. So, it is a touch screen. It's very similar to a smartphone or an iPhone. You can scroll through images, you can double tap to zoom in, you can zoom in by pinching. I really like this feature about this camera. Something I found the other day is if you just touch and hold at the bottom, you get a little like cursor bar like on your computer, and you can just scroll through all the images really fast, which is an awesome feature. Canon has had the scroll wheel for years and Nikon hasn't been able to do that. Now you can just hold your finger at the bottom and go through images really quick. So that is a really nice feature about this camera that I am really excited about. Alright, over here everything is pretty much the same as far as buttons go except this little number right here. This is a little joystick which is awesome. You can move your autofocus points around with this joystick, and it's at least 2, if not 3 times faster than the old command dial down here. You can still move the autofocus points with this dial, but this one is way faster, which is great for how many autofocus points the D500 has. Alright, as far as performance goes with the D500, I got this one also because I wanted it for its low light capabilities. The native ISO range on the D500 is 100 to 51,200, which exceeds the D800 by like 40,000 ISO. So that was really, really important to me for the situations that I shoot in. I oftentimes don't like to light anything and just shoot it how it is. So to be able to use the ISO to draw in all that light was a huge, huge bonus to this camera for me. As performance-wise, it's been great. I wanted this one, like I said, to be married to this 70-200, but I also wanted it for its low light capabilities. Native ISO is 151,000 about, and that is really, really good for the work I do. I don't like to light my subjects a lot, so I just kind of roll with the lighting how it is. It is 10 frames per second, which is great for action shots. It does have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, however, that is a pain in the butt compared to other companies like Panasonic. Theirs was extremely simple to set up. This Bluetooth took a good bit to figure out, and I might post a whole nother video on how to get your phone, your iPhone specifically, because that's what I have, to talk with your camera. Now that I have it set up, I'm hoping it's a lot easier, but you are going to want to go through and turn on and turn off some things that has your camera constantly talking to your phone. One, it's going to fill your phone up with pictures. Two, it's going to drain your camera battery a lot quicker. There's also an airplane mode on here that you're going to want to turn on and turn off at times. So if you want to connect it to your phone, turn airplane mode off. But if you don't want your battery on your camera dying really quickly, turn airplane mode on. All that to say, I am in love with this camera so far. It's everything that I hoped it would be from all I had read about it. I will be leaving for Germany on the 11th and doing an infield review as I'm on assignment there, and really look forward to talking more about the camera and its performance on the field. So be looking for that review in addition to this one. And again, always like the video, click subscribe, and thank you guys for watching.